That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. We got breaking news. It's a breaking news alert edition of the Always Irish Show. Haynes King, he's not going to play. Speculation all week. Banged up, throwing shoulder. What are we going to do? Dual threat guy. Is he going to play or not? And it's a game time decision. And then Las Vegas, and then the spread moves up, and then it goes back down. Now it's probably going to move up in Notre Dame's favor. Haynes King is out. That is the update edition of the Always Irish Show. Hey, maybe Notre Dame's catch a little break here. Instead of usually the only breaks we catch are in our players' bodies. And I'm sick of it. Son of a buck. I'm sick of it. The only breaks Notre Dame's gotten are in our players' bones and bodies. Maybe this is one on the plus side. Thanks for being here. As always, you can find a program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Get a video a thumbs up. That helps John out as well. Twitter, search bar Always Irish, rat, Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, nobody blames you for that. Call-in lines. Dial it up right after the game. 312-900-8815. Tell Uncle Johnny all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. He the former captain. He the leading tackler. It's Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. All right. Here you go, you guys. Notre Dame is in a 6-game stretch for their playoff lives. It isn't going to be easy. Notre Dame has all these injuries. The Morrison thing is another huge knock to that defense. Whatever, you have all that going on. It's a very interesting dichotomy. The roster's falling apart. Everybody's dropping like flies. Half the team is in the emergency room. The other half's in an ambulance on the way to the emergency room. That's bad. But the team is on a little bit of a winning streak. The defense comes to play every week. And I got to say, the offense is on the rise. The offense is on the rise. The last 3 games trending up. Leonard, 70%, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Listen, that 229 passing Leonard put up the other day, that's 529 to a real passing team. That feels like progress for us. That 229 for us feels and looks like 529 for another team. So that's progress. I'm even going to say that offensive line that's been a struggle or whatever, they've been working together since the Purdue game, the reiteration of the having to reintegrate after the first batch injury. These guys have been playing together for a handful of games now. They're the mistakes, they're not gone, and that O-line leaves a lot to be desired, trust me. But it is getting a little better as they're gelling and been together more. Riley Leonard feels a little more comfortable back there, making moves. We're seeing more of the dual threat guy we thought we were going to see the whole time. So it's a weird dynamic because that defense comes to play every week winning football, and I worry about, how noticeable is it going to be that Morrison's not out there. You notice the plays he makes. What you don't notice is how a guy like Morrison changes the game for all the times a quarterback ignores the player or the half of the field that guy's on and does something else. How do you log that in the stat sheet? The plays he doesn't make, but they don't get made on us because he's back there threatening to make plays. Are we going to notice that? Are we going to notice that? So I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. I feel bad the roster's falling apart, like that's going to limit us. At the same time, you hope the defense could still play they should still play a winning effort, and the offense is trending up. I felt good about Notre Dame in this game even before this injury news. Even before the injury news. And so I'm not afraid of the Dome. It almost feels like a borderline Shamrock Series game. I'm not afraid of going in there. I think it's an advantage for us to not be in there on the campus. I've seen their little, what is it, Bobby Dodd, whatever. I've seen it popping against Florida State in the past or whatever. It could be a tricky little building. Going to the Dome doesn't bother me at all. I think Notre Dame should be ready to hit the road here. First time. Kind of an anomaly. First time leaving the state of Indiana since August, since summer. So I think the guys are feeling good about themselves, ready to go out there, ready to play. The offense should be feeling better about themselves than they felt all year, trending up. Wait, am I wrong? Am I wrong? So let's take a look. That's how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm going to end up looking like an idiot for saying I feel good about this. Let's take a look at what Notre Dame's going to be dealing with now. Okay. So with Haynes King out, now you're going to get Zach Pyron looking to run it to the pylon. Pyron. Now, if you look at this dude from the mustache, 6'3", 220, I'm looking at this guy. I'm going to tell you this right now. This Pyron guy looks like the exact type of dude that would try and go in there and have the game of his life. Nobody's ever heard of him. And then he has the game of his life, pulling plays out of his backside and throwing the ball behind his head and doing all this Mahomes stuff between his legs. These are the kind of guys that get Notre Dame a lot of times. A guy you've never heard of, making his first start, playing because the starter's hurt or whatever, and then they play out of their ass against Notre Dame. I ain't here for it. Zach looks like he might be a good kid. I don't care. 64 yards, 1 touchdown so far this year. You got to stop Pyron from getting to the pylon. Okay? What do we got? Let's take a look. 2024. 5 completions in 7 attempts for 71% completion. 9 average quarterback rating, 195.4. Okay, so we don't have a lot to go on here. We don't by a lot to go on, I mean we have like a handful of passes here. We don't have a lot to go on. So here's what I make of it. You can't let this kid be a hero. You can't let this kid be a hero. Too many times I've seen Notre Dame get in this situation and a guy making their first start because of injury or whatever just goes crazy and whatever. You can't let that happen. So Notre Dame's defense, Al Golden, whatever, scheme some things up, confuse this kid, make him throw you the ball, do whatever you need to do to get to this guy. So that he doesn't pull a rabbit out of his hat against Notre Dame. So probably a big break for Notre Dame here, although I've seen these backups nail us before. Should be a benefit for Notre Dame here. Breaking news on the Friday news dump. Listen, I'm just telling you, I feel good about this game for Notre Dame. I believe, forgive me if I'm, it's either, if Notre Dame wins, they would either tie or this would be the most games Freeman's won in a row at Notre Dame. And so there's some real momentum there. And, I'm never going to get over Northern Illinois. You shouldn't get over Northern Illinois. That could never, ever happen. It's like a bad shadow that follows you around. If Freeman's able to run this 6-game string out, win all these games with all these injuries, that's a really, really good comeback. The next step is not needing the comeback. You follow me? It would be a great comeback. But the next step to this program is not needing a comeback. And then it's just all awesome. Not awesome on top of negative, trying to make up for it, but just all plus side. You feel me? So that's the big news. Haynes King out. I'm feeling good about Notre Dame's chances tomorrow, and maybe I'm going to look stupid for saying it. We'll find out.